Does your cold brew method actually make a difference? Cold brew coffee has become increasingly popular over the years. You can't go to the grocery store without seeing it all over the shelves. It's easier on the stomach, there's a little bit less acid, and it's less bitter than your traditional hot brewed coffee. Personally, I really like iced coffee, so cold brew coffee is my go-to method at home. It's easy to brew it in batches so that you can have coffee for the week ahead. Here are my top 5 cold brew methods. I'm gonna rank them based on time, effort, and taste. Starting off strong with a flavored or infused method. Oftentimes you'll see cold brew concentrates or ready to drink cold brew at the store that have flavors such as coconut or caramel. Some of them are sweetened and some of them are just infused with the flavor of the ingredient that they have. Today I'm going to be making an orange spice infused cold brew. I'm going to be using 110 grams of Tony's Crew Brew at a pretty medium coarse grind, something a little bit finer than you'd use for French press. We're going to be adding 3 cinnamon sticks. We're going to be adding 4 star anise. And then we've got the peel of a whole orange with the pith removed. We don't want that bitterness in there. And now we're going to be adding about 40 ounces of water to the pitcher. And give it a good stir until all the grounds are saturated. That's a 4 for taste, a 2 for effort, and a 3 for time. A lot of espresso machines and drip brewers are starting to have a cold brew function on them like the Fellow Aiden does here. How that works is either it uses a little bit of low pressure to start brewing at a slower rate than an espresso machine would, or in a drip brewer like the Aiden, it uses a very slow drip to make a quick batch of cold brew. It takes about an hour and a half, which is a lot faster than other methods. That's a 5 for taste, a 5 for time, and a 4 for effort. A tried and true method is to use a filtered bag like this. This one is made specifically for cold brew, but you can also use a tea bag for smaller batches or a tea ball with sufficiently coarse coffee. It's a 4 for taste, a 2 for effort, and a 2 for time. You can also use portable brewers like this Bodum French press here. There's other ones like an AeroPress or an OXO Rapid Brewer that also work great for cold brew. I prefer a French press, so that's what I'm going to be using. So we're going to be taking the lid off the French press, and we're going to be using a scale here today for this, so I'm going to get this tared out. And then we're going to be using 40 grams of coffee, and usually 40 grams is right around 4 to 5 tablespoons. It really depends on your grind of coffee. So using a scale like this Fellow Tally here can be really great in getting the exact proportions that you'd like. Looks like we're just about 6 scoops here and just a hair more. And then with the 40 grams of coffee, we're also going to be using 20 ounces of water. So this is about a 1 to 14 ratio. And then I'm going to be just giving this a little swirl just to get everything saturated. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to put the lid on and let that sit for 12 to 24 hours. That's a 3 for taste, a 2 for time, and a 4 for effort. A common way that people make cold brew coffee at home is with the simple mason jar, coffee, and water. I'm going to be using a quart-sized jar today, and we have 28 ounces of water that's going to go into the jar. And then you have 56 grams of coffee. So I'm going to let this steep for 12 hours at room temperature, and then I'm going to filter it out with a V60. That's a 4 for taste, a 2 for time, and a 1 for effort. Also, you can repurpose used coffee grounds in a variety of different ways. You can use them as compost, mix them into existing soil, or you can use them as an exfoliator in a body scrub or face scrub. Do you have a favorite cold brew method? If you do, let me know in the comments below.